Welcome to the Blokes podcast. I'm Adam.
And I'm Greg. And we sit down once a week to shoot the breeze. We chat about anything and everything. Sports, films, drinking, politics, music, etc.
So sit back, crack open a beer and enjoy. Gentlemen, how are... Oh, for God's sake. Sorry.
Leaving it in.
Excuse me, Jan. Jan, have you got me notes, Jan? Jan, I've got the speech.
Right, take two. Let me bang the gavel down. Gentlemen, how the devil are you?
Oh, God. Oh. There is no way we're not leaving that in, mate. I'm editing it this week anyway, so there's nothing you can do.
We're at your mercy.
Can't get rid of that in post-production, boys.
That's vibe. That is genuine live vibe.
Yeah, there we go. It's a peek behind the curtain. I'm good, man. How are you?
Yeah, very well, thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, listeners, I don't suppose you noticed, but we have a special guest with us this evening. You'll recognise his voice from last series. It is Eric. Welcome, Eric.
Thank you, Adam. Thank you, Greg. It's good to be back, having been ejected from the virtual pub last time because I was correcting you on your radio etiquette. But the bouncer knocked a few of my teeth out, but it's perfectly fine. I can still make smart comments, so that's what I'm here for.
Fantastic. That's what you're getting for Christmas, is it? Your two front teeth, your two front crowns.
Yeah, that's it.
Where there's blame, there's a claim, Eric.
Exactly. It makes the consumption of beer much easier because I can now just sort of wedge the bottle permanently within the gaps in my teeth. So
it's not
teeth
the only
just get in the
thing
way. If anything, it's just
exactly. Teeth stand in the way of my mouth and food.
Greg, you dirty boy! I was thinking about a cigar or a pipe or something. Why were you laughing there?
No reason. You got me.
It's a family show. Keep it light.
Yeah. Come on now.
Okay, seeing as you're the guest, we'll hear about what you've been up to in a bit. But first things first, let's get down to it with a nice cold drink. What are you drinking, Eric?
Well, you may not know it, but I'm currently in lockdown. I'm having to self-isolate at the moment because my other half has gone for COVID testing. So now don't be alarmed, gentlemen, and any ladies.
You can't get it over Skype. Don't worry. We're not alarmed.
That's it. And I was going to say any ladies listening, but that would be bullshit. And so she's going for testing. So I thought, you know what beer? There's only one beer that I can have to top off 2020, and it is a Corona.
Nice.
Now, the reason why I didn't go for some sort of edgy hipster beer brewed in the mountains of Wales is because my other half's brother did the emergency shopping for us because we can't leave the house, and this was the only thing that I could trust him to buy. So there we go. I can't do any sort of analysis of the beer in the sense of it's very hoppy. I'm getting Kentish golden ale and all that sort of thing. It's literally just cheap lager. There we go.
Standard Corona. I like it. However, I can see a glaring error.
Ooh.
Where's the line?
Mate, we've got to save all of the food in this lockdown situation for as long as possible.
Oh, God.
By lockdown day 10, that lime will be turned into a 2-course meal.
Are you like Matt Damon in The Martian, just like slicing up a lime half a segment a day or something?
That's it. Yeah, it means that I don't have to do the New Year health kick. I won't be one of those guys you see out in Green Park jogging, panting out my arse. I'm just losing the weight now.
Fantastic. Oh dear.
That is almost a prerequisite for a Corona, though, right? Like normally, in normal situations, obviously we can forgive someone mid-lockdown, social distancing. Like I hold no grudges against you, Eric. But that is like a must, right? A limeless Corona. Is that a faux pas, or is that someone you pull someone up on instantly as soon as you see it? Or
oh yeah, big time.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, if it's in a pub or a bar, then you immediately go, whoa, 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 whoa. What is going on here? Like, if you don't put a lime in a Corona. I mean, and I know there's I know the rule is that apparently if you are to give someone a Corona, like if you open it up in your house or whatever and give it to them, you're not supposed to push the lime in. Apparently that's a bit of a faux pas. I mean, I don't know whether it's to do with your hands, but I mean, you've already touched it when you like pop it in the top of the jar. But yeah, you're supposed to let the drinker push the lime into their own bottle. And then there's also a few little like thoughts about why you put the lime in there, right? I know I've heard some people say that it's because they used to go off in hot countries or something to do with the clear glass bottle lets in more UV light, which makes the beer go crap, and then you have to put the lime in to just make it taste a bit better, and little things like that. But yeah, does anyone know whether each of those is true, or maybe it's a combo or something?
No, I don't. I think we should just take it as fact and just never research it and just go from there.
Like good political reasoning. Just somebody told me to do it, so now I shall do it now until the end of time.
Yeah. I think it's interesting. There is a couple of beers that have that, isn't there? What I wonder what the story is with Blue Moon and Orange.
Oh yes, yeah. And that's just in a sort of pint glass, isn't it? It's like
just in a glass,
floating in the top.
Yeah, I remember like the first time I ordered it, not knowing that, and so I've ordered a beer, and the barman goes, "Do you want orange?" And I sort of look at him, and I'm like, "Yes." I've never been asked that question before in my life ordering a pint, and it was worth it. It was good, but yeah, no, it's a weird one. I don't know why that's. What is it, like a Boston lager or something? Maybe that's It's a gimmick, isn't it? Let's just be honest. Let's just call it what it is. I
mean, I guess that it's got quite a sort of fruity flavour to it. So I guess just the orange, complements it a little bit, and that's they decided to keep it for marketing reasons.
Yeah, fair enough. Well played.
I actually had a Blue Moon in Boston one time. Got there, big journey. I don't know whether I've told you before, but I was on a Greyhound. Just thought I'd give it a go. From New York to Boston, I didn't have to. I could afford a flight, but I just thought I've never done it. I've never done that sort of Greyhound experience, and everyone talks about it. It'll be amazing, right? So I thought, yeah, go on then, I'll do it. So I'm at Grand Central Station in Manhattan, right? Get on this bus, right? I use the term bus loosely because it is it's basically just a dunny on wheels. Like, it's just disgusting, this thing.
It's a cattle car.
Oh, mate! Like, as soon as you walk into the bus depot bit. Sorry, not Grand Central, the Port Authority, the bit where the bus go. And you just walk down there and you're like, oh, God, I'm going to get mugged. I'm going to get killed. Like, why am I doing this? Like, for the extra $20 I could have flown, you know. But get on the bus and everything's all right. I've got my music on, you know what I mean? I've got a relatively comfy seat. And we get round the corner and we're about on Central Park, right? And all of a sudden the bus pulls over. The driver's like, sorry, ladies and gentlemen, the bus has broken down. We can't drive to Boston. The Port Authority is sending another bus. It'll be here shortly. So everyone gets off the bus and we're just sitting at the side of Central Park waiting for this bus. We're there for like 3 hours or something, sitting at the side of the road. I'm like, why did I do this? So eventually, like, as soon as the bus comes, the rest of the journey is uneventful. We get to Boston. First thing I do once I've checked into the hotel, go down to this bar, massive bowl of like a sharing portion of wings and a pint of Blue Moon, and it is like the greatest thing on earth. It's so good.
This story is like you're like what's her name from Titanic, slumming it with all the people on the third deck.
Kate Winslet.
I was just hogging the one remaining door on Central Park, just like not letting anyone else on.
Oh God!
Were there any sort of classic bus dwellers on that? I mean, I in my student days, I rode my fair share of buses. That's not a saucy joke there, lads, but we can make something of it if we want. However, were there any sort of classic ones like, you see the person get on the bus and you think, for fuck's sake, don't sit next to me, please, dear God, don't sit next to me, and they wedge themselves in and they get their big bag of sort of like seafood or something that really honks, and you think this is going to be a long journey.
They immediately get the Cheetos out, like all over their hands, all over, like orange dust everywhere. Actually, I think it was okay. I mean, it's a cheaper method of transport, so there's no first class on there. You also want to get as far away from the back as you can, just because of the toilet. But aside from that, it's mainly, well, the one I was on was mainly just people sort of, uni kids and basically people like me, I guess, at the time. So it wasn't too bad.
I'll not be trying that anytime soon. But,
No, don't.
I appreciate you taking the fall for that one and reporting back.
People always romanticize it as well. Like they always say, "Oh yeah, I was traveling around America, got on a Greyhound, like for hours on end. It was incredible." It's not. It's rubbish. Don't do it. If you can afford to fly, always fly. Yeah. And on that note, sorry, go.
No, I was just to add on to that. My brother did a very similar thing. He did a full-on road trip through America, visiting like our family and stuff. He did it all Greyhound with his mates, and he said basically the same thing. But also, it's the Greyhound is like the unofficial like prison. When you've been just recently released by prison, that's the transport they organise for you to get home, effectively. So the amount of like recently released convicts with their like black duffel bag of all their belongings and the amount they saw on their trip of very scary looking people. Yeah, so
oh man,
just beware.
The only danger is that a recently released convict can often look a little bit like a military personnel. So you also, you don't want to get into any grief, because obviously like military personnel deserve a lot of respect, and, particularly in America, it's very like, so yeah, it's a fine line. Don't say anything. Don't make any jokes or something. They're probably just doing a tour of Afghanistan or something.
Just sit there motionless for 4 hours, trying not to breathe in through your nose.
Either way, they could kill you. So just be quiet and get on with your journey. So, Greg, what are you drinking?
Tonight, I am drinking Wainwright, the Golden Beer. Oh, you ever heard of this one?
Yeah, lovely tipple.
Yeah, it's pretty nice. Classic. I guess what you'd probably call golden ale. About 4%, very light, edging on like a IPA, but obviously nowhere near as fizzy, nowhere near as citrusy, but it's still got a bit of sweetness there. And just again goes back to when I had Doom Bar, a safe beer.
Yeah,
you can't go wrong. It's not going to blow you away, but it's safe
for sure.
So I'm enjoying that tonight, and it's going down a treat.
Fantastic. Where's is Wainwright's the brewery, isn't it?
The brewery, exactly. Yes.
And whereabouts is that from? Do you know?
I was looking this up earlier, and I couldn't find a exact. I think it's actually Thwaites Brewery, but they've It must have been bought by them or something. The headquarters in Blackburn.
Okay, cool.
But I think they've got multiple breweries.
So Lancashire then, eh?
Aye.
Right. Fantastic. Well, just to complete the Holy Trinity, I'm going for something slightly different again. I'm going for a can of Little Creatures Pale Ale. So Little Creatures is a brewery started in Fremantle in Western Australia, and just funnily enough, I've been to this brewery in Fremantle and went in there. And it's now one of these sort of swanky ones where there's a big glass wall and you can see the all the beer behind the glass, and they're serving you oysters and all this sort of stuff. It's fantastic. It's really good. But I was in Waitrose the other day and saw it like on the rack. They've got some sort of fancy ones, and was like, oh, amazing. I've not had that since I was actually there. I'll give it a go. Got it home, opened it up. It tastes fantastic. It's classic pale ale. Listen, I'm not going to try and BS you into thinking that it's different from any other pale ale. It's that same... It's that same sort of, banana bread, mango, citrus, cloudy, bubbly pale ale, basically. But it's got that. It's quite a strong flavour. I mean, it's 5.2, so it's, I don't know. It's on the way up there, I guess. But it just, it tastes quite boozy when I drink it, which is quite nice. It's definitely not a session ale. Like I couldn't drink 10 of these, basically. Mm-hmm. But yeah, nice little shout out to Little Creatures. They shipping it all the way over here, apparently. So yeah, great. It's just reminded me of a nice little experience there.
Yeah, awesome, guys. We've nailed it. We've all three corners of the beer triangle. We've hit.
Is that where blokes get lost in the middle? Don't they? It's like
yeah.
Oh man.
So, Eric, you're. I hope you don't mind us saying you're based in Wales, aren't you?
Yeah. I'm a very proud naturalised Welshman. If they'll have me.
A Walian